Okay, stream's back up. Now this should be done. Oh. Utter waste of my stuff. Oh my god, just let me select the planet. Seriously? I'll wait until Rift is back. Welcome back, Rift. One moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, so who is missing? God damn it, I don't want to have to mute all of my shit just because people won't take a fucking hint. Didn't want to fucking quit that. God damn it all. Jesus Christ. If I say I'm busy 3 times in a fucking row, that doesn't mean keep bothering me. Uh-huh. What the fuck am I fighting? Is it dead? Yeah, it looks like it's dead. This is exactly why you don't bother with shields. They're worthless. You bother with either armor or... You either bother with armor or health. Okay. This should be the next thing. So, the question is, do I go back and redo this? No, apparently I can't.
Ordis is how angry. I may require maintenance after all.
The sentient Hunhow has grown strong again, and his thoughts have invaded my own. Worse still, he has enlisted the Stalker to find the reservoir, a weak point of Alteno, a place I hid long ago. I fear the Stalker is on the cusp of finding this place. Do not let this happen.
Okay, here's the problem. A lot of the backstory is actually in this quest. But I can't repeat it, so I'll just cover the parts that I think were a part of this. My dispatcher, the Lotus, she is actually a sentient. She's a sentient that, was sent over by these guys. Now, as far as I remember, maybe there's codex entries in here. No, that's where I can... Undiscovered, what? Oh my god, there's more. Also, why do I have only Torment when I definitively scanned the others? Curious. The fuck are these fragments? I think the fragments are pieces of... Fragments are pieces of Cephalon Ortis, usually. Unlock artwork that can be each navigatable. Oh, so it just... Besides the image and the encompass, there's also hidden... Oh, there is lore in these fragments, so it's not just artwork. Okay. Eternal warnings are some form... Serves as multiple blocks. You find... To reach Cortana, and he is not an AI. If he's not an AI, then what the fuck is he? Oh god, also I read up a little on these. These are apparently even worse than the loot chests that whatchamacallit, that Hi-Rez does. These unlock prime parts, which are the N-tier gear. But here's the thing. Previously, it was in a place called a void. To get into the void, you needed a void key. You can get these void keys to drop from missions. Namely, endless ones. You would run these missions, especially the endless ones, and each time you completed the mission or completed a rotation, a set checkpoint of an endless mission, you would get a reward, one of these pieces. Well, they destroyed the void. They made it so that you can access it anytime, and apparently now it's not any much of a threat. Given the levels that I saw on it, it's probably like extremely pants. And they made void rifts, which are basically just normal alerts. So basically running normal missions, which people never did, and in all honesty never wanted to do. And to get any of the end tier equipment, you now have to get one of these relics, farm it up, get reagents for it, put the reagents in this thing, and then run the mission and hope that whatever you were going for would drop. The problem is that it's expressly designed around the idea that you go with a 4-man party. And if you... The other problem is that I think someone said that they mandated that all of the relics be the same, so that if people wanted to farm for just one relic, they could enforce that a group only have a specific relic. Well, look at how many relics there are. Oh my god, there are a lot of them. Each one has a different rarity to drop within a mission and within a pack. And basically it took maybe a day of fare and turned it into a week of fare. Where getting a single prime drop now it's not worth it. It's just not worth it unless you... The only reasonable way to get prime stuff now is to buy it with real money, or just not have it. Which, I don't know how much of that's true. I want to see how that plays out, but all in all, just on paper, the system sounds ridiculous. Because it's basically you're playing a game for a chance to get a chance at a piece of equipment. Like, that's where it goes. And it practically mandates key sharing. Wait, infiltrate, is this a spy mission?
The Grenier's excavations have disturbed Hunhouse 2.
Yep, this is a spy mission. I need to bring my Loki.
The sentient Hunhow has grown strong again, and his thoughts have invaded my own. Worse still, he has enlisted the Stalker to find the reservoir, a weak point of Alteno, a place I hid long ago. I fear the Stalker is on the cusp of finding this place. Do not let this happen.
How is it alarming? It's a bow. So basically all guns are alarming now? Like, what the fuck? So this chance is pretty high. I forget, do I have it so that he is... Nope. Nope, definitively no. Do I have a silencer for this thing? Yes. Yeah, I'll take it. And just to confirm what I have. Yeah, like, I took a literal 2 hours just to wrap my head around the system. And I don't even think I fully understand it. That's how obtuse and absurd it is. Like, before it was literally, you run one of 3 missions, you get a void key, or you buy one from a syndicate with basically in-game currency. You run the mission, and it drops stuff. Like, you have a chance of this dropping, and you could get like 5, maybe, no, more like 2, 3 void keys within one sitting of a mission. Enough that you could it would take maybe an hour to get enough void keys to do a few runs. Now, and then you would run the mission and you'd see how long you could hold out, or you would play whatever way suited you. Like, you could quickly do a single mission in the back, and if you didn't get what you wanted within a reasonable time, you ended the mission and went for another void key. Or you went like an hour or 2, or however many absurd number of hours you wanted to go, doing one key. And if you didn't get it within 3 hours, you just did another. Now it's you have to repeatedly keep doing these missions no matter what your playstyle is. And if you don't have one of these relics, you're not going to get a drop, a good drop. Like, you won't get a drop, period, if you don't have a relic. And if you haven't farmed up void strands, you're not going to... I don't really need range. Ah, there's mine. All in all, it just... There, you're not going to shoot stuff. Like, now you have to, I believe, someone, if anyone ever listens to this, they'll probably correct me, but you have to go through these void missions now, or these void fissures, and pick up void strands to then put into each relic you get. And to get these, to even do that, you have to go to Mars, I believe. Yeah, you have to go to Mars Junction, and you have to go to one of these junction. You have to go to this junction and beat it, and then it unlocks the compartment that that right there. It unlocks that so that you can upgrade your relics. And seemingly every every thread that I've seen about it talks about how the drop rates for these relics is so absurdly low that it's basically requiring you to do syndicate stuff. Even the people defending them are saying the only real way to get them is syndicates, because you just there's a, I believe someone said, a 1 to 2.5% chance of a drop rate. And here's the thing, we don't know because the devs keep trying to obfuscate everything, which is ridiculous. Like, they try to obfuscate all the numbers instead of just saying, okay, this is how it is.
Awaken something evil, bent on Tenno destruction. Infiltrate the Grineer systems to find out what they know. It may lead us to the Stalker.
Hang on, what are all of my abilities again? I know switch, teleport, radial disarm. Okay, radial disarm lets me punt people. And take away their stoof. You don't see anything.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
Oh, fuck me, I don't remember how this one goes. I just know that it's annoying. Oh, person. Oh, water. Oh, fuck me. How far out can I get my decoy? Okay. So I just need to wait a couple seconds and... Okay, that works. God, I don't have enough. Oh. Okay, there we go. That'll definitely do. Give me all of your energy. Okay, now I just need to wait until... Cleared.
The Grenier expedition has uncovered pieces of Hun Hao, fragments of his body. For Hun Hao, every part of him is connected to his singular mind. Is this how he's invading my mind?
So a little explanation on him. Didn't see anything.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
Okay, before I... Blob of energy. Oh god, it's gonna force me through the really bad water section. This is the arc wing, by the way. It's basically where they give you a jetpack. It's supposed to be meant for space. I think I need to go up. Yeah. Or not. Let's try the other way. It's probably just as bad. this should be it. I do wish there was another way to do these.
Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve that data before the data destruction is complete.
There.
This data vault has already been raided. The data is damaged, but there could be a message here. I need another data sample to piece it together.
The Tenno Hive has corrupted your precepts. With love, I will destroy them and make you right again.
You will never find them, Hun Hao.
But I see your mind. I already have found them. You owe me their lives.
You don't see shit, buddy. The fuck is that?
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
This one's a bit more reasonable. Oh god, those things again. Oh shit. Okay, we got everything. Let me get the fuck out of
That's
here.
what I was looking for. I I can decode the rest of the message. This is bizarre. It's for me. I need a moment to contact this person. Get to extraction.
Nope, you guys didn't see anything. Stupid rollerball. I wasn't even here. You didn't see anything.
Hanhao is listening. I will be discreet. The message you uncovered was an offer to help us. I do not trust the person who wrote it, but we are out of options.
Ah, my chest. Oh well. Salvage. That was a whole lot of nothing. Spent the whole time. Yeah, because in those missions you can fail if you get detected. So it's best to have the guy that can cloak and teleport. I am not good at those missions normally.
Hello, Tenno. Are you surprised? Why? You know I've always had my ear to the kennel. Those dogs don't have a clue what kind of bone they've dug up. But I do. Shall I show you? Don't worry. You can trust me. This time.
Okay, backstory since you don't know him. That's Alid V. Affectionately known as Salad 5 by the community. He is a corpus.
I know. Our past has been slightly, combative? But genocidal invaders from the other system make strange bedfellows, wouldn't you say?
There's two major factions besides ourselves. There are the Grenier, who are the people that we keep fighting around here. The
Nightmare of the Organ, boogeyman to the corpus.
And then there's the Corpus.
That thing must have your Lotus in quite a panic for her to be working with the likes of me.
Now, the Grenier are clones. They are generations of clones, all bred for war. And nothing but, well, I wouldn't say nothing, but
So this
mostly war.
Stalker seems like he's made quite a powerful friend, hasn't he? I wonder what's under that scary, smoky exterior. A heart of gold, perhaps.
And then there's the Corpus, who we're steadily finding out they were around the same time that they had connections with the Orokin, who were the Tenno's masters. They believe in profit and commerce and technology. They are mostly pure human, and they can live for a thousand years or more. We're friends with a few Corpus, and those few are young, and by young I mean they're 500 years old. And yeah, the Corpus build robots with limited AI, basically the equivalent of SI or VIs in Mass Effect. And, they hate the Tenno. Most of them hate the Tenno because, they fuck things up with the Orokin, apparently. And we don't actually know what happened, but most accounts say that it was bloody. Alad V made a gun for the board of directors being the head of the corpus. Basically their version of Parliament. And he's been a recurring bad guy. He has been a recurring final boss in each update. The first time we see him, he is waging war against the Grineer. He sent the entire Origin system, that being our solar system, into significant war. Like, he led the two factions into a war by taking Tenno and chopping their head off and gutting them for all of the juicy parts inside of them to make more robots. Very powerful robots, namely Zanuka, which we eventually get around to beating his ass and kicking him out of a window, literally. Then he goes rogue. He survives, but he goes rogue. And he gets attacked by the infested being zombies. Nano-mutated zombies. And, press 5. And, yeah, he gets infested by them, loses his mind, turns his robots into those nano-infested zombies. We kick his ass again. He finds a cure, and then is just in the background being a sleaze. And then we get to this part where apparently he found out stuff about Hun Hao, the sentient. Also, this is a research facility to study mass genetic defects in the Grineer, by the Grineer, because they're all dying. They're pretty much all dying because they're clones. They're clones of clones of clones of clones. Nope, I need to go down. But the Grineer are basically, how to put this? They're the orcs of this game. They don't use high science. They basically use everything in its basic form, and they're exceptionally rough. But they're also the strongest enemies in the game, because the developers have no idea how to balance, and they're the only faction that innately has armor on every single one of its units. Armor is percentile damage reduction, whereas every other faction has just increases in health. Right? The infested have increases in health. The corpus have increases on shields, and that's really it. And it really comes out when there's high-level crossfire going on, where corpus and corpus door open. When corpus fight Grineer or Grineer fight infested, the Grineer will just default win. They will very easily win. And it actually became a point that when we had the first crossfire, where you could basically support one faction over the other, support one faction over the other, it became that everyone absolutely, like, most people were coming out and saying they really disliked the Grineer, but they basically had to support them because fighting against the Grineer back then was absurdly difficult. Like, one Grineer could easily take out an entire squad of players, let alone NPCs. And it was coming down to even with Tenno, I believe, initially, even when the players were fighting, that's glass. Even when the players were siding with the Corpus, they were losing because the Grineer were killing too many Corpus. And it just basically came down to either you CC the entire map to death to prevent one... Oh. Okay. It either came down to you have to CC the entire map just to keep them from killing everything, or you go with Grineer. So, where the fuck am I supposed to be going? This way, I believe. Fuck. I hate the arc ring sections with a passion.
Listen, Tenno, you want me at the dig site? Of course I could just tell you where it is, but what fun would that be? So keep your eyes peeled, if you have eyes.
Do I need to blow that thing up? There we go. Move out of my way.
Getting colder.
Also, common thing that they will say, that Corpus will...
Smell the prize, because I know you can't see it.
The Corpus also call the Tenno betrayers because they believe that they betrayed the Orokin. Again, we don't fully know. Where the fuck is it? Also, this is the quest line where we find out what the Tenno really are. You cut that out, mister. No, this is a monster box. Oh, flip me. Where is this? Over here, maybe? Oh, that just goes. Why could you not just fucking tell me where it is, Alid?
Yes, getting warmer.
Ow.
You're right on top of it.
Whoa.
Are these the bones you're looking for, Lotus?
Yes, this is it. A fragment
Unhung.
of my father, destroyed in the old war. I can use it to see him.
Touch what? Touch old war fragment.
I see the stalker stronger. Hunha's voice within him. I see the reservoir, but I feel confusion. He doesn't know unless... Oh no.
This was a trap. It was a tarp.
Thank you, daughter. Fear has baited you to the snare. What was secret is now known. Your Tenno, their touch. I now see the womb of the sky. My shadow now walks the path.
What have I done? Get out of there, Tenno.
Yes, hurry, Ted. But be careful. Last time you got close with the sentients, you wiped out an entire civilization. But you don't remember that, do you?
Look, I don't have time for this. Everyone out of the fucking way. Please go boom. Thank you. Also, you'll notice in the background whenever Hun Hao talks, there's a replica of the Lotus. It's him mocking her, I believe, or trying to connect with her. There was an episode of Star Trek about... Yeah, I remember that one, where they had, where they made clones of Riker and a few of the other crew. I will give the devs some leeway. Oh.
Tell me, Lotus, what is this reservoir? Some hidden Tenno weakness?
Goodbye, Alid.
Goodbye, Alid. You've earned your favor. We'll take it from here.
Don't think so. I'm here to protect my investment. If that thing manages to destroy the Tenno, then where does my investment go? Now then, where is he?
Now we switch back to Rhino, I believe. And I think we'll keep on the Lanka for the moment. take off... Hmm. Eh, 50. Could slap that on, I suppose. What the fuck do I put here? There. Might as fucking well. I believe this will work well against the Stalker. I'm probably wrong, but fuck it. Alright, need defensive stuff. Alright. Hopefully this helps me against the Stuker. Because God knows. Actually... Yeah, I can work with this. As long as I can stay away from him. I might as well look it up. But I will give them... I will say that at the time of the, at the time that we had the first Crossfire thing, the, invasion, they, it was still fairly early on, and they were trying to figure things out, but they still have not corrected that balance. The Grineer are just flat the hardest enemies, some of the hardest enemies in the game, because not only do they have some of the highest HP pools, but they also have the most CC and the most annoying CC to deal with. So it's more likely that they'll just CC you to death, as well as being just unstoppable killing machines at times. Second dream. Stalker. Shadow Stalker. Yes, he does have the spell, so... Okay. His flesh, which is weak to toxic stuff. He's got Proto Shield, which is extremely weak to magnetism. And alloy armor that is extremely weak to radiation. So I need Mag, Viral, and Rad. Oh god, it's been an hour. I need to restart the stream. You will just give me 1 second.